God in human worlds is only different in shape and figure. The existence of shamans in world of shamanism is a person who acts as a bridge between gods and humans. Because the word shaman itself has two horizontal lines above and below that symbols the heavens and the earth, and between them, there are humans in between. This symbol is the living and the dead. One who coexists between life and death and who needs insight and sometimes wants to hear secret stories. A shaman is someone who stands on the border between the dead and living and also providence between heaven and earth. They also the one who can tell the secret of the universe as long as the heaven allow them. An old man tells a story of shaman. He said, it's the end, indeed it's the end of world. Listen to me who asked for wisdom. Buddha will open his eyes at our sacrifice. A wisdom that you received may save all the people or kill all the people. Show the true man a way for the sake of the world. He already came out with a huge burden alone, so do your duty to light up the way for him. Don't forget my words, it will be your lights and show you the way. You're twins who born at 1 o'clock. It must be coincidence that two siblings who will lead the way has gathered here. The girl will become the incarnation of the sacrificial bodhisattva, who embrace the pain and suffering of all the worlds, will become the mother of a life after Yeom Sinong. The boy who became the father of a warrior will learn how to create a life and save the dead. The fate of all mankind is in shaman's hands. The dead and the living will flock to the endlessly and will always confuse him. When he need to chose to lose something precious, he need to open his eyes because there are countless threads. He need to be careful, always watch out. He is not only about himself now, countless of soul watching his choice. Do he think he'll save the world or will end the world? A child named Nakban flows on grabbage by some childs. They said, Nakban, why didn't you tell them that your mom is a shaman? It makes sense why strange things started to happen after you came to this school. One of them exclaimed that last week, someone said that Hissen's grandmother is going to pass away. And she suddenly collapsed when she saw you. He grabbed Nakban from his shirt collar and threatening him by saying that it was because of him that he got hurt last time, right? Answer him. Nakban said no. Suddenly the teacher came and held the child hands. He said, teacher. The teacher said, you kids. I told you not to fight. The boy said, teacher, it's not like that, he had a hard time because he hurt my ankle last time. Don't you think it's because of him? His mom is a shaman. The teacher said Jeongcheol to stop. How can you say that about your friend Nakban? And she said, Nakban, are you alright? Then Nakban weeping in tears and exclaimed while crying that, teacher, I really didn't do anything. I just wanted to play with friends in school. That's all. On the other said the Nakban teacher felt sleepy while walking. She was worried about Nakban, so she didn't get a wink of sleep because of Nakban. Well, Nakban really wanted to go to school. It would be nice if he got along well with the other kids. She thought, why do strange things keep pepping around Nakban? She opened the door and she saw Nakban with his mother. He running toward the teacher. Teacher questioned why he here so early. Nakban mom apologized for coming here so early in the morning. She is Nakban's mother. She said to teacher for talk to her for a moment. Nakban stands sadly outside the room. And both of them are sitting inside the room. The teacher looked on Nakban's mom dress and thought. Habol is a traditional dress primarily used by South Koreans. She questioned to herself, did she say that she excuses elegance? She's like a female actress from a historical drama. Nakban mom said. Nakban told her that he was being bullied by the other kids. Teacher shockingly said, oh yes, he got into a little fight with them. It's not her fault for not overseeing them properly. Nakban mom said to teacher, it's not your fault. She further said that she is also not trying to reprimand the other kids. However, considering that incidents like this are bound to continue, perhaps it would live best for my child to leave the school. Teacher exclaimed that you can't do that. Nakban till standing outside the door. He noticed something outside the window. He become shocked, said, not here. The teacher stood up from the chair and said, ma'am, I was the one at fault this time, I'll do my best to guide them well from now on. Nakban mom said, as she already told her, it wasn't her fault. She can teach him how to study. Teacher shockingly said, ma'am. Studying is not the only thing important for kids. It is to explore the world at his age with his peers and friends. Adult won't be able to do that for them. Moreover, she held Nakban mom's hand and told that Nakban said that he wants to come to school. Teacher thinks Nakban attended school 2 months later than his peers because his mom opposed his enrollment. She tried to persuade Nakban's mom through letters, but for this to happen, Nakban's mom stay silent for a moment. Then she questioned, teacher, do you know what is do for a living? Teacher shockingly said, yes, your. Nakban's mom said, she is a shaman. But can the other kids play nicely with the Nakban? Teacher said yes of course. Shaman said I see. Then shaman suddenly hear some voices and she stood up and looked outside the window. Teacher said ma'am why did you suddenly stood up? Nakban's mom think this energy could it be that Nakban? On the other side, Jeongcheol is playing with the football with other children's. He kicked an annoying shot to the wall. He said get along with him. It's because of that bastard. He is running to goal the opponent and then suddenly some creature fell him to the ground. What why did Jeongcheol fall all of a sudden? Dunno maybe he twisted his foot? He was close to score a goal. It looks like Nakban's team is about to win. Nakban said to Jeongcheol, are he okay? He told them not to do that. Did he give an order to the ghosts? It must be to humiliate Jeongcheol. Dunno is annoying and exclaimed while kicking the football, he didn't do anything wrong. That coward it's all because of that bastard. Just you wait. Something strange appears behind the Dunno and he exclaimed that he really won't leave you be. Jeongcheol was shocked. And then Dunno was completely appears into a ghost and threatening the Jeongcheol. Nakban stand in front of the Jeongcheol. The monster said Nakban. Oh my nice to meet him. What brought a baby shaman to appear in front of me? The monster laughingly said to Nakban play with me. Nakban told him not to play with him and standing in front of him. The teacher and shaman running toward the Nakban. While seeing his mother Nakban said, mother. Teacher is shocked said, a ghost. She can't believe it. So what those kids were telling her was true. When the Nakban's mom arrived. The monster becomes small than before and frightened to see the shaman. Both Nakban and his mom see the monster. The Nakban tried to catch the monster but his mom hold his hand to stop him. She then uses her shaman power. And monster become more frightened and ran away. Nakban's mom said it's a little ghost fortunately the child is safe. But Jeongcheol and teacher are frightened. Nakban's mom said teacher did you see anything? On the other hand, teacher is thinking about Nakban. He questioned himself what was that at that time? People said that Nakban can call a ghost. In the teacher's room. A fat guy entered angrily and questioned where is the shaman's homeroom teacher? All the teacher looking toward him. The fat guy hold Nakban from his ear and Nakban is shouting in pain. The teacher looked frightened. The fat guy said, teacher should protect the kids right. Why did you just sit still when the kids encountered a ghost? He pointed his finger toward the teacher and questioned him, is he homeroom teacher right? Why do you allow the little punk shaman to go to school? He then throw the Nakban onto the ground. Have you lost your mind? The angry guy said, hey teacher. Jeongcheol wasn't the only one who saw the ghost because of Nakban. Now they are all terrified every night. Teacher should know how concerned the parents about this. Teacher bent down toward the Nakban and called his name. At that moment the principal came. Angry guy said to principal that he want to complain about the ghost. Principal hold the man's arm and told him to calm down. And questioned about the ghost. The angry guy forcefully free his arm and angrily said how can I be calm? Get him out of the school now. The Nakban is still crying. All the teachers and students watch the scene from the door. They are all terrified. An student raised his arm and said he saw the Nakban talking on air. Sunggi's mother passed away in the hospital yesterday. He talks to ghosts and play with them. Jeongcheol suddenly fell down while playing soccer. Teacher said, do you have any proof that Nakban do all this thing? The angry guy said, what Jeongcheol and others said is the proof. What else do you need? The principal said to teacher Choi to apologizes first. Nakban hold the teacher Choi. Teacher Choi looked tears in the Nakban's eyes. Then he pushed the Nakban's hand away. And apologized that he is really sorry. He didn't do his job properly. Nakban shout teacher. Teacher said Nakban to apologize also. Nakban said, teacher it's not me. Teacher weepingly said just apologize. When you are wrong you should apologize. Nakban looked frightened to see the whole people gathered around him. He apologized and then crying. Teacher called the Nakban mom and told him, madam students are afraid of Nakban because he keep things like ghost and make someone fall down. Nakban mom said, do you think my kid hurt the other kids? Teacher Choi said yes, all the kids said so. It's because of Nakban that Jeongcheol fell down. Nakban mom said that she talked to him earlier and he said it's not him. Kids usually say that to benefit them. Teacher Choi frighteningly said madam, I really hope that Nakban can adopt well in school. But I have to consider the other kids' safety too that is job too. We can't cover the Nakban's mistake forever. He also work hard too. Madam you should help him too. Nakban mom said teacher, are you scared? At that time you saw that right? You are next to me in Nakban, that why you can see that only for a while. You won't see it anymore. Teacher Choi shouting madam. Nakban mom told him, ignorance make you feel scared, and feelings of being scared makes you delusional. You're scared to me because you don't see me and don't know me. And that fears end up being a vain delusion. You turned away from the truth out of fear and were blinded by lines. You can't see straight into his eyes now, right? She then said she believed that her son adapt well and live like a normal person. Because teacher, you are not only one who will help her kid. She will find another way. Thank you for everything you done for her. And then ends the call. Teacher Choi sitting on a chair while holding his hand. Nakban mom see the Nakban coming from school. She told him that she just talked his teach. And questioned are. You heard anywhere? Nakban sadly said mother why do they hate me? I'm definitely help Jungchul. Every time the evil ghost bothered my friends. I told him not to do that. Did I do anything wrong? I think I shouldn't be with my friends. Nakban mom running toward him saying that it's not your fault. They just can't see your true self. She then hold his hand and said, let's study with me again, you can go to school later. She become astonished to see that blue energy gathered around the Nakban. She said this energy. This is different level of power that she ever seen so far more and more great deities are trying to use Nakban. She should prevent it. Let's do the god calling ritual so that we can negotiate. She told don't come don't, she has invited some special guests so don't come. Don't come anywhere. Nakban I hope you can live a normal life. She raised his hand towards the sun. So I will try to plead with them and appease them if that doesn't work. She bent down in front of Nakban. Nakban becomes scary and blue light came from the sky into the house. And all the gods appear behind the Nakban. There are so many gods. How can this kid will handle it when so many people come? She praised that his life is more precious than her, rather than him you can come to me. The god that come to him have bigger dignity than the universe. I don't think you're worth enough. Nakban mom shouts what who are you to judge so hastily? One of the gods said I'm the god of emperor of heaven and the one who lead thousands of troops. I'm the god who protect Korea. Every existence wants your son, not only the spirit in Beetle dynasty wants him. Since the day the prophecy of him was given, it's become the source of everything and makes all the deities come to see him. Primordial earth god, the one who started and ended the world will come uses this child's body to announce the end of the earth. Everything has been fixed and human can't change it. So you just be obedient to destiny and just wait for the day of its destruction. Nickbin and his mom look astonished to see the primordial earth god. She bows down and questioned how did she mention that name? After all the suffering that he and other caused her. And now you're coming after her son. The primordial earth god said, you surely knows that it was human not us gods who caused you those sufferings. She then asked, what was she supposed to do? Why didn't the primordial earth god correct the false prophecy about the coming toward her? Was this child's father also just a tool for this moment? Nakban look astonished to hear a word father. Primordial earth god said, nothing will change even if you hold a grudge. When this child was born the Baekdu mountain roared and its peak trembled. The entire land endured the pain of your labor. That's why this child is not your alone. Nakban's mom began to cry while seeing the primordial earth god. I didn't believe that it was too much to ask to allow him to have an ordinary life. I was ready to withstand any storm that came my way if I could just accomplish that. However, this child is also likely to be swept up in the whirlwind of destiny. Not merely as a normal shaman, but also because those who thirst for power may take his life just like I was. Nakban's mom said that she won't allow him to do that with his child and called the longevity god to hear her voice. That child is still young, so it might be challenging for him to sustain a lot of spiritual power for too long. I won't let the opportunity slide to make him vanish. The longevity god is in front of Nakban, and he become frightened and thinks of her mom fight with God. What a foolish woman. Stop. There is no chance of you winning against the god. You are the father of all martial master and all war gods. He introduced himself as a Jaoji descendant. Jaoji is a heavenly king Chiyu revered as a god of war in ancient Zhongwen. Nakban's mom looked surprised to see the Jaoji's descendant. And questioned how could he? Can she prevail over a god like this powerful? Even if it is impossible she have to do it. That child have not been taught possession yet so you can't descend on him. Jaoji said, there is no need and questioned what kind of shaman would be able to teach this child. She angrily grinning his teeth and exclaimed that she even see so please let go of this child. Until that she won't ever take a step back. Jaoji angrily said, that is absurd, you mean to say that you don't even know the fate of your child? she said. I know. She can't delay this any longer. She then raised his hand and something special in her hand. She exclaimed that if she combined the strength of my two war gods, there might be an opportunity that she can seize. She then called the sword god to hear her voice. A sword god appears. She begging in front of sword god. Sword god said, let's try this once, even though it might be a difficult battle. A sword appears and longevity god hold the sword and ready to fight. Nakban's mom said, unbeatable war gods, please lend me your strength. Longevity god attacks on Jaoji with his sword. Jaoji simply cover his strike from his hand. And longevity god fell back forcefully and shouts that he can't handle him barehanded. Nakban's mom said longevity god to see above him. Jaoji attacks the god with his hand and said foolish being. Questioning her how mere war god dare to rebel against him? He will send Nakban to the hell. Nakban's mom said longevity god to step back because Jaoji raised his weapon. And there is no way to deal with his attack head-on. Jaoji said while coming toward the longevity god that's useless. And attacks on him. Striking him hard and finishes him. Blood comes in front of the Nakban's mom. She fell down and blood split out of her mouth. Jaoji calls her a bitch and questioned how dare a human in spirits meddle with divine beings, knowing that you won't be forgiven. Nakban's mom said, why are you putting her aside and making her take the blame? Aren't the gods to be blamed for not understanding a mother's heart? How could she be the one is the wrong for protecting her own son? Jaoji angrily said, you still haven't come to your senses. He tried to spare her with her life. She asked what is left for a mother to do with her life after sending her son on the path of suffering. Kill her. Jaoji told her to come near to him, if that's her wish he will grant it for her. She said Nakban, how can you look at me like that? I just wanted to let you know the warmth of life that I left for a while. Just like Nakban's father do for his mother. However, she guessed this is the end. He raised his sword. And then Nakban loudly shout no. Jaoji angrily asked him how could this be possible? How can Nakban break the constraints of his power and regain his senses? Nakban said, this person is his mother Grandpa Chiyu. Jaoji shout, how dare you? Nakban said, please Grandpa. Jaoji grinding his teeth and then loudly shout. Both Nakban and his mom astonished. Jaoji thinks about Grandpa, this is the first time someone has called him that, he is such a brave kid. His bright eyes show confidence. He never seen someone brave enough to look straight at him. He sees the interesting situation and question himself that, how can a child like him become a prophet? He can't wait to see which way him choose in the future. The light in his eyes will save him for now. Nakban look astonishingly. And his mother said, we were saved. Then she split a blood in her mouth. Nakban questioned, mother. Are you okay? Nakban's mom thinks that internal injuries are more severe than she thought. Nakban's power is stronger, but she got weaker. What if someone target them at that moment? Now if he doesn't train to be able to control his power, he will be chased by the ghosts. She hold Nakban's face and questioned herself that how can this child have such a terrible fate? After some time, she entered in the worship room. And prayer for the help of heaven and earth to lead them to the right way. Nakban enters the room and inquire mother. He feels a strange energy and every time it's getting bigger and closer. His mother said, there must be uninvited guests. We can't do anything about it. We should prepare to fight again. Nakban said, but because of him she is not still recovered enough. She told Nakban to come close to her. Nakban stepped forward. She then hugged him and think about Nakban that she never hugged him properly. He is still young, how can I be so tough to him? How can I be hesitant about a mother's? Nakban crying loudly and said, it's all because of him. Her mom said, no, it's not your fault. He then opened his eyes with a confidence and said, mother, there is a way. Call back Grandpa Chiwu and ask him to stop them. Grandpa is so strong, so he is sure that Grandpa can beat the evil ghost. His mom angry at him and shout. What a nonsense is that? Your power is still not enough to control such a big existence. If you're trying to call him back, he may eat your soul. And questioned him, do you want to be his slave? If you can call him back, will he listen to you? After you call him, what if he tries to use you again? Can you stop him? Nakban said, but you are still hurt, mother. And asked, what if evil ghost really comes? What should he do? His mother called his name and said, don't even try to call him anymore, you need to train and row more. So she will look for someone to help you. And for now you will try to prevent the evil ghost from getting closer. Trust me and don't worry. And ask him, do you ever seen an evil ghost more stranger than his mother? She wipes his tear. He asked, "Mother, is his father already dead? Before it was his father and now it's him." Nakban said, "You said that his father is dead because of him. Is it true that my father is dead because of me?" She hugged him tightly and said, "Nakban, it's not true." She will tell him a story. She narrated that, "It was long time ago, I was like you, they believed that I had great powers. I had nowhere to run, I have been used by people who want my power for a long time." She tried to run away, "At that time, I couldn't even speak human language, I never learned. People called me a child of beast. Then a man came in my life. He is your father. That's how I met your father for first time. He changed me, he taught me language and manners. And that's how I managed to live like a human being. Soon after we fell in love because we found the exact resemblance with each other. That's the first time I felt the happiness." She further said, "He sacrificed himself to stop those people who were chasing after me. So it's like she killed him herself." She said, "Nakban, do you understand that his mother is not afraid of death? She is living a life where she was supposed to be dead already. But if that happened, how can you live by yourself? She is just afraid of that." Upon hearing this, Nakban hugged her mother immediately and told that he wanted to protect his mother. She said, "That's right, since you understand already, go back to your room." Nakban agreed and go back to his room. She silenced for a moment. Then she stood up and opened his drawer. There is a box in her drawer. She said, she really can't guarantee her life this time. Evil spirits are being lured by such a strong energy. Don't worry, even if I die, I'll be by Nakban's side. I'll be protect our child's life on your behalf. So please forgive me, my honey." Nakban trembled onto the ground. He called Lord DONGHUA and think a bad guy is coming, come out and help him. Then a Lord DONGHUA comes out. The Lord said, "He can't fight though. Why don't he call Grandpa Baekdu and ask him for help?" Nakban said, his mother warned him not to call the god recklessly. Lord said, "Grandpa is a guardian spirit, so it's okay. He is not scary god like last time." Nakban said, "Is that so?" Then Nakban called Grandpa Baekdu and said, "Grandpa, the ancestral spirit of the Baekdu people, he have something to ask." Grandpa Baekdu appears behind him. Grandpa told, "You're right, he can sense an evil spirit coming. Moreover, it's also very close, so he don't know if he can't handle it." Nakban said no way and asked, "Is there no other way? You're someone who knows everything, Grandpa." Grandpa told, "It's not that simple since it's a very strong and ruthless one. But your mother is severely injured. In her condition she might be eaten." Nakban gets shocked upon hearing this. By losing the longevity god and the sword god in the battle back then, she lost 10 years worth of Kai and 10 years worth of her life. That foolish woman, he should have stopped her. Nakban begging his grandpa to save her mother. Grandpa told, there is no way, but he can't be guarantee whether Nakban will be able to pull it off or not. Nakban begging him to teach him how to do it, he will do anything. Grandpa told, among the precious secret techniques that your mother possesses, there is one called Path of Spirit Governance that hold the power to control spirit. Nakban asked about secret techniques. Grandpa told, that writes, if you study that book, you'll be able to fight against the evil spirits. He means that Nakban will be able to subdue them easily. Nakban said he will do it and read it and asked about the location of the book. Grandpa told it should be somewhere in the library. But it's not something that simple. Even a highly skilled shaman would take decades to fully grasp its content. Nakban asked then, in the end his mother will be saved? Grandpa told, before the sunset practice one page, no, even just one sentence. You never know what might happen. You were born with the energy of the Baekdu mountain and a body prepared for the mightiest god to reside in. Then both Nakban and god of DONGHUA went to his mother room to find the book. Nakban said, if she finds out that he came here, he might be scolded. God of DONGHUA laughingly said, so what, you're just trying to help her. Nakban said, don't say it that easily since you've never been scolded. Don't you know how frightening mother could be? God of DONGHUA told him that there are a lot of books here. So the path of spirit governance is among these books. And asked him, how should they search for it? By checking it one by one. Nakban said. Now first let's see the path of governance. He learned it a while ago, though it's not a lot. God of DONGHUA asked him if he even know how to read the Hanja. Nakban said to God DONGHUA, there was a place where she kept her precious valuables. Could it be there? God DONGHUA told him to hurry up and open it. Nakban found the wooden box. Upon touching it, a light emerges from the box and Nakban fell back to the ground. God DONGHUA asked Nakban, what happened? Nakban said, He don't know something just touched his hand all of the sudden. Right, it's that box. Mother placed books in there and performed a ritual with it. God DONGHUA asked about ritual and told that means a book inside the box is incredibly important. Nakban Negativity explained that he not knows if what inside the box is part of governance or not. However, I just touched it and it hurt so much, how could I open it? He then called Grandpa to help him. He can't open it. Grandpa said, let's see. It's being guarded by shadow spirits, so this is difficult to solve it with strength alone. Open the door wide. It's alright, do it. Nakban told him that his mother will find out. Then he opened the door and placed the box in the light of sun. Sunlight fall on the box and its cover slowly scratches. And then it opens. Nakban hold the book of Power of Governance. Grandpa told him, thieves only come at night, so she made these shadow spirit who thrives on darkness to protect it. There is no lock, so it won't stand out. Your mother is truly wise. God DONGHUA asked, how is it? What does it say? Nakban said. He don't know it too hard, he found some hope. But he is not able to do anything. When he opened the book, the light emerges from it. Nakban hear a voice told him you possess great untapped potential, so you require some strength. Find me where the water flows vigorously. He became shocked and immediately ran away from there. God DONGHUA asked him where he go without telling him. Nakban told him that a voice called for him to come where water flows. He can feel it, this is the only way to save mother. On the other side, a bus stops on a bus stop where a lady stand. In the bus, child looked the lady on the window and told his granny. This is his first time seeing someone get off here. His granny agreed with him and told him, she's quite a young lady. She wonder what brought her here?